This video is for everyone that, as me, even having important ambitions, was never been able to realize them, feeling like almost a failure. To everybody feeling like that, I want to say, try, please try, because potentially you can change the world. So please don't give up. Every day of my life, I try to figure it out, what's next. I've been so lost and confused to the point of feeling stuck in a rut. Everything was wrong, leading to a nonsense loop, a rut that ultimately is contributing to my hair loss. Of course, Turkish clinics are waiting for me. Now though, I want to break free from it, and I will better explain how in this video. So, until yesterday evening, I was asking to ChatGPT some tips on how to speak with people. And to be honest, I feel a little bit ashamed about it. Actually, I'm lying. I feel terribly ashamed about it. And then, what answers I was receiving back? Like, totally nonsense. You don't have the path clear enough, this and that. Come on, fuck off. And the thing that is making me feel even worse is that until 3 years ago, I was really the most extrovert guy in the world. So every day I ask to myself, what happened to that guy? How did he die suddenly like that? These are the questions that unconsciously I ask to myself. The answers, of course, are very clear to me. And that's just a way to say to myself, come on, Daniele, move your ass, please react. And yesterday that I was confessing all these things, all these difficulties on why my business is still on the ground floor to my collaborators, to Eliana especially, the beautiful and very, very good collaborators of my team, that she always sustained me and supported me since I met her. She said to me a phrase that was like impressed on my mind. If I had your way to speak and your extroversion, I would never stop a minute to speak with people. I was like, wow. I answered to her saying that behind all of that is just a mask that I always been an afraid guy, shy, and all the opposite that I was showing, basically. So after these words, at 6:45 p.m., I went to sleep. For once in time, following my routine. The problem is that I woke up at midnight 11, so earlier than 3 a.m. But the problem was that those words were stuck in my mind. I was thinking, how did I arrive to this point? How did I arrive to this negative phase? What is blocking me? And if I am so introverted, how did I do in the past to be so extroverted in some phases of my life? Of course, I had the answers already. Even because 2 years ago, I got passionate about psychology. And in April, 2 years ago, I decided to start a journey with a psychotherapist that slowly led me to better understand human psychology, human mechanism, and even my psychology. I'm almost on 2 years though, because we are in March, but yeah. So coming back to the main point, how did I arrive to this point? And if I'm so introverted as I think that I am, how did I do to be so extroverted in the past? The answer is clear to me. Everything is dependent from our ego, basically. In my life, I alternated phases in which my ego was big and I thought to know everything. So I was entering a kind of virtuous loop, a virtuous cycle, in which more I was thinking to know, more I was showing off, more I was receiving admiration from others, and more I was studying. So more I was really knowing. And those points, basically, my ego was going bigger and bigger and bigger. And so I was showing off even more. Of course, to the people that know a bit of psychology, they can understand immediately this is a kind of mask of the narcissistic ego that is intrinsically present in all of us, some more, some less. That's okay. But people, especially people who know a bit more about psychology, probably know even the imposter syndrome. The situation where more you know to not know. That combined with the fear of fear of judgment, this creates a devastating mix. And I was in that loop, not only by myself, I was entering my loop with the support of other people. Let me explain better. So basically I grew up in the classic environment, so the classic small city that I think the majority of the people in the world are living though. And with this I don't want to say that I was living in the street, so absolutely not. Thanks to my parents, nothing. I really missed nothing. But this doesn't mean that I lived in a very wealthy environment. I lived in some environments where basically poverty or job opportunities were missing, importantly missing. In fact, Agrigento, the province, I don't know if it's province, basically was for a long time the last province of Italy, like employment, quality of life, etc. And this, of course, was incrementing people frustration, negativity, and with that even an environment that is quite often devaluating and dangerous for human psychology. And that's why my imposter syndrome and my judgment fear was even getting worse from other people's devaluation. And sometimes it's even unconscious, I can understand. Unconscious and subtle, I want to say. But yeah, let's say most of the times they don't want to harm you. We need to be fair on that. We need to be honest with that. For example, one episode that was stuck in my mind was just before my degree. In fact, before my graduation, basically there was an episode with my father that in the meanwhile I was in a coffee shop and I was speaking to a bunch of people, like 5-10 people. Half of them were my relatives though. He was saying, without intention of harm, of course, I want to make it clear, my son could sell even the ice to Eskimos, to I don't know, how do you call that? The people that live like in Groenland, this kind of Groenland, in Antarctica. So Eskimos, the glue people who lives like in the Antarctic part of the world. So he said that I was able even to sell ice to them. And I was furious with him. I mean, I totally understand that he wanted to joke, to make it fun. I understand that he doesn't want to harm me. my father loves me as much as I love him. And to be honest, today is even his birthday, so happy birthday, Dad. And I mean, I was understanding he wanted just to take it lighter, make it fun. But some phrases can put some seeds in our mind that then can grow in something that is strongly negative. And this was one of them, because unconsciously I had the thought of, yeah, to be honest, who am I to do all of that? Who am I to talk about this stuff? So the imposter syndrome plus the judgment fear did bingo at that point. Of course, I don't want absolutely to give the fault to my father, because if something happened, it's because it was already present internally in me. This was just an example of one of many of the situation in my life that just brought me to have this limiting belief. In fact, there were so many friends, people that I know, and people even that I didn't know that had a strong influence on my low self-esteem during the years. So even if it's true that everything grows, everything starts from the families, I need even to admit that my parents were even my bigger supporter during the time. So I just wanted to take this example that were stuck in my mind. Of course, why this was stuck in my mind? Because that wasn't a nice period for me, even because I was just going out from a very bad relationship that was based on narcissistic abuse, and of course was strongly devaluating, and this strongly contributed to destroy my self-esteem. And that's why I was carrying so much attention. I don't know, I was putting so much attention on that phrase in that moment. But that said, let's go further. So with the time, what happened is that I was dedicating always more and more to study business, marketing, management, and everything related. And more I was studying, more I knew to not know, basically. And I was surrounded by, virtually, by millionaires, literally. And I was feeling like the last of the chain, that's it, a failure. So my business that, is 2.5 years old, of course, instead of improving, it was decreasing, it was going worse. And unconsciously, I was repeating to myself, of course it's getting worse. Who am I to speak about this stuff? Then add to this even the fear of judgment, the fear of making mistake, and here are the consequences. So I was getting in a more perfectionistic state to the extreme level, and total action paralysis. And I was getting stucker and stucker, and more I was studying and more I was learning, more I knew that I didn't know. And this was incrementing my imposter syndrome even more. Even because if your self-esteem is low, it doesn't matter how much you know. You will always feel a fraud, an imposter. Who are you to define yourself a coach? Maybe are you the classic salesman, the classic marketer? This was I was telling to myself. And it doesn't matter if you have some certificates, it doesn't matter that I worked for years in a gym as a personal trainer, it doesn't matter that I took a degree in nutrition, it doesn't matter all that I studied during the year, it doesn't matter. If your self-esteem is low, you can be the best in the world, but in any case, you will try to hide yourself in most of the cases. And this is what I did until now. But there was always something in the back of my mind that was reminding me how much I can contribute positively to this world. And even my brothers and my collaborators were continuously repeating to me how much my knowledge that I acquired with the time studying could contribute positively to literally change other people's life. Especially in a world where unhappiness and obesity are always increasing every day, increasing even the amount of victims of them, literally. And what I was doing, me that I can contribute positively to reduce the first cause of death in the world, I was sitting, doing nothing. To some point, to some degrees, I was even angry to myself. I was like, is it possible to be so insecure? You're ruining not only your life, but even the life of other people. So today that I feel kind of bravery, let's say, I'm saying, fuck off insecurities, fuck off imposter syndrome. Let's come back to do videos on my journey. There will be shit, patience, I will improve. I will say wrong things sometimes, patience. I will improve, I will learn even more, thanks to the feedback of people that will let me know about this. I don't know everything. No one knows everything. I can just try and improve during the journey. And fuck off to the fear of judgment. Fuck off to feel like an imposter. I shouldn't judge myself because I'm my worst critic. Should be other people to evaluate if for them everything that I have to offer, my knowledge and the things that I will share and my services are valuable or not. Of course, with some criteria. I don't want to come back on the devaluation cycle. But I really, really believe that I can contribute in my small way to improve this world. And if I will get wrong, if I will do some mistakes, or if my services will not be qualitative enough, I will try to learn from those mistakes and to improve even more, always more, even thanks to the feedback of other people. But now, stop hiding ourselves. I will say lots of bullshit. Patience. Help me to learn. My video will be shit. Patience. Help me to improve them. I need to improve as a coach or with my services. Please help me to improve. Help me to get always better, day after day. Because I want really contribute to help the people in the world to fight the daily problematics that they're fighting every day. Problematics and problems that no one should be ashamed of. Totally. Actually, the opposite. We need to comprehend and to solve those problems. For example, we speak about my binge eating, my social anxiety and the other stuff. We don't need to hide those problematics. We need to try to comprehend and solve them. Because I will always repeat, in our small way, we can positively contribute to make this world a better place. And I want to do that. I want to contribute to fight this increasing obesity epidemic, this narcissism epidemic, this bad behavior epidemic, that if you pay attention to them, basically, in most of the cases, they are just due to people unhappiness. Because more a person is feeling bad with themselves, more they need to try to survive in some way, and not always a positive way. And that's why I want to even contribute positively. I think that the mission that I gave to myself, to my life, is the one to help other people to feel better, physically and especially mentally, because I really think that everything starts from there. And in this journey, I don't want to be a teacher. Actually, the opposite. I want to be a student. I want to learn with you beside. And with my business, I want to contribute to improve other people's life, not to improve just my bank account. Because another thing that this was a big limiting belief. Another thing that always got me stuck was the limiting belief of business equal try to make advantage of the others. If you come back as I do from the classic family with the classic employee, the classic corporate jobs, you can understand this kind of reasoning. And I paid so many coaches, and fortunately I had so many good coaches that with I don't know how many attempts they tried to change my mind and make me understand that business equals to take advantage of others if you have bad intention behind that. But they made me even understand that business equals to solve other people's problems, and solving them means helping them. So everything, of course, will contribute to a give back, like a form of contribution in monetary terms. That's okay. But to understand this, this was a big one. Actually, I still need to work on this, to be honest, because this is strongly contributing to my imposter syndrome, to be honest. For the moment, the only thing that I put in my mind is, please, try to help others. Please, try to learn as much as possible, and please offer the best service possible that you can do. These are the things that I put in my mind. Results, we will see later on. And this will be the focus on my channel, in my channel. And I will show all my journey as I was doing before. One more thing, guys. I even want to contribute to make the world even a better place with the happiness. What I mean is, I want to make this world even a better place, a happier place. I want to make other people laugh. And for me, being now in a switch point, I don't know how to say, so left and right side, I understand this was like a very important video for me, and I was a bit serious, I understand. But I always loved to take life easy. As you can see from my first video in the channel, with lots of, I don't know, carelessness, let's say. Like, take it easy, light. And I love to laugh. So, of course, I will share even so many bad takes, so many bullshits, because behind the fear of judgment, this is me. Guys, see you.